I'm David with Bentonville Parks and Recreation. Tonight we are at the Bentonville Community Center and we are hosting the public meeting for the Quilt Parks Master Plan and the Connect Bentonville Bike Ped Master Plan. Tonight's event is unique because normally we have a public meeting that's talking about one master plan project. Tonight we're actually on the meeting block, if you will, about two public meeting areas. So the public input process usually consists of this. We have an open meeting for a project, and it oftentimes, most of the time, includes a survey. We did both of those for both of these projects about 6 or 8 months ago. We had a meeting here in this building. We invited the public to come in. Several hundred people showed up at those events, and they told us what they'd like to see in both of these projects. Then over the course of about 6 months, we work on the design charrettes of these projects based on the data that the citizens provided to us in those first round of meetings. Tonight, we're back in front of the public and we're showing them what we heard them tell us 6 or 8 months ago with the pictures and designs for those very projects. So in the room that we're in right now, we have the Bike Ped Master Plan, and there's a design on the wall that shows everything of what we should be doing, or what we think we should be doing, provided the citizens approve that tonight. There's an emphasis on sidewalks, particularly around our elementary schools. It talks about our trails and where our trail system should go in the future, what different landmarks that we ought to be connecting to, the safety elements that we should be able to provide. And then the third and final process of that is what type of bike lane network we should have in the community that would allow for on-street cycling for people to be able to use bikes as an alternative means of transportation. So in the other room, what we're talking about is the Quilt Parks, the Downtown Parks Master Plan. That project started as we have all these great events on our downtown square, the First Friday events, the Farmers Market events, and so sometimes, particularly the first weekend of the month, you may see as many as 7,000 or 8,000 people at an event on the downtown square. That's it's not just a good thing; it's a great thing. However, the problem that it presents is that the downtown square is 1/4 of an acre in size. So that's a lot of people to put on a very small area. Our team really goes back into that square every Monday morning and rebuilds it. Now we're really happy to do that, but we think this project lends us the opportunity that we can make some of those events maybe a little more linear in nature and spread those things out and enhance the quality of those events, but still make the square that epicenter that it is today. So we are proposing a pedestrian walkway area that is presently A Street that would allow pedestrians to meander from the Commons, which is a present-day parking lot, on the south end of that, to Lawrence Plaza on the north end. We think that helps us with a pedestrian safety standpoint. We think it makes it easier for bike and people in general to be able to meander through downtown. We also think that it helps with economic development. It enhances our restaurants, enhances our retail opportunities, and brings more people to this common shared area in our community. The final thing that it does is it really goes into our public spaces, Lawrence Plaza, Dave Peel, the Commons that I mentioned earlier, and it really enhances those public spaces. It brings a better playground, it brings a better plaza area at Lawrence Plaza, it brings a better amphitheater type feel to the Commons. Even Town Branch at the bottom of the street there has better access and a beautiful space for our citizens to enjoy. So we really think that the Quilt Parks takes our downtown to the next level, takes our community to the next level, and we're really appreciative of the amount of support we've had from our citizens and the input that we've had on the front end of this, and then even tonight. We're an hour and a half into a 3-hour public meeting. We've already had 150 people here, and the response, at least to me, has been extremely positive throughout the night.
I am Courtney Carlson. I am on the board for Parks and Rec, and I have been involved in the Quilt Parks project since the beginning. We started this goodness, 8 to 10 months ago with a public kickoff. We had focus group meetings. I think we've probably had 6 to 8 focus group meetings, as well as 2 or 3 public input meetings, with ultimately the design being provided tonight that we have people checking out and providing their input in right now. So this has been something that we have sent out surveys to get the input from the public and to really understand what it is that they want. We know that these are heavily trafficked areas and people are very passionate about their parks and what they want to see, and so we've used all of these different medias and forums to be able to really gather the information that has led to the drawings and the design that we've worked with the team to build today. From that, I believe that we're going to have a really good design. I think that it's something that we have some really strong feedback on, and we'll be able to leverage that as we go forward in the design process, because most of the public has provided what they want, and that's what's been able to be reflected in the design.
So what goes next? Where do we go from here? We'll take the last bit of information that we collect tonight. We'll finalize that. We'll create a document that we'll be able to give to our Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. We'll give it to our Planning Commission, and we'll give it to our City Council. Each of those boards will ultimately approve these plans. That allows our team to work with the mayor and the council to put together budgets, figure out funding plans, and how we start putting these in motion. I don't expect that this is something that we'll be able to build everything in the next year or 2 years. These are usually 10-year build-outs, but it gives us the plan, the vision that we need to do to be able to move forward and provide these to our citizens. We expect those plans to be approved by our boards and commissions, our city councils, by the middle of April. Once that happens, all these plans will be available online. If you have questions about the plans in the meantime, you're always welcome to call Parks and Recreation at 464-7275, or you can access that information at playbentonville.com. Thank you.